All right, guys, so I know this is going to be our first video, so bear with me for this one. Basically, what you could do is you can print out the blank copy of the notes that'll be on Edpuzzle if you want, or you can just take out a piece of paper, notebook, paper, whatever you want to use to copy down what's important. All right, so basically, what we're going to be doing today is substitution. So what this is saying is function notation. All that means is it's another way to call an to say an equation. Typically we are used to saying y equals something, but now we can say f of x. Okay, so instead of saying y, we say f of x. That's how we say it. F of x equals. So basically, we're going to take these functions and we're going to evaluate them at specific numbers. So again, it sounds fancy, but all it is substitution. We're just taking a number and plugging it in for a letter. So here this says if f of x equals 2x minus 3, find the following. It says f of negative 2. So all that means, it means take this negative 2 and plug it in where we see x. So I always like to rewrite that function. So instead of writing 2x minus 3, I like to write 2 parentheses minus 3. So I'm replacing my x with parentheses. And then all I have to do is plug in whatever this value is. In this case, it's negative 2. And now I can just put this really in my calculator. This is 2, remember, parentheses means multiplication. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. Now again, that you can put in your calculator. This would be your final answer for this one. Then the next one says f of 7. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to take 2x minus 3, but instead of x, I'm putting parentheses, so I know to replace that x with this number. So this would be 2 times 7 is 14. 14 minus 3 is 11. And then the last one on this slide, f of negative 4, same thing. 2 times negative 4 minus 3. Put this in my calculator. I would get 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 minus 3 is negative 11. Okay, so we're going to try this again. This time we have f of x equals negative 7x plus 1. So now this is our function. We're going to do f of 0. So again, I write negative 7. Instead of x, I put parentheses plus 1. So now I'm going to plug in that 0. And I put this in my calculator. Negative 7 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. F of negative 1, negative 7 times negative 1 plus 1, I get positive 8. Again, once you plug in, you can just stick that right into your calculator. F of 5, negative 7 times 5 plus 1, that ends up being negative 34. Okay, so now this time, the only difference here is that instead of calling it f of x, I called it h of x. This can be any letter. It oftentimes is an f, but it can be anything. It can be h, g, k, anything. So now here it's h of x, and I've also included a squared term just to make it a little bit more challenging. Okay, but now it's h of negative 3. So I have x squared minus 3 times x plus 5. So now I have two spots that I need to plug in this negative 3. I need to plug it in here and here because I have two x's up here. And now again, I'm going to put this in my calculator. Okay, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. This is 9 plus 9 plus 5, and that's going to equal 23. Now we have h of 5. Again, I'm plugging it in both spots. I have to plug it in 2 times because I have 2 unknown variables now. So again, you would put this in your calculator. Again, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way in my head. 25 minus 15 plus 5 is 15. Okay, so this is the same again. I just named it P instead of F. And we have two unknowns again, so I make two parentheses. And now I'm plugging in -2 for this one. And again, you could throw that in your calculator. This is 4 minus 10 minus 3, which ends up being -9. Okay, for the next one, I'm plugging in 1. Again, plugging it in 2 times. And now I have 1 plus 5 minus 3, which is 3. Okay, and what's down here, we're going to actually ignore, and we're going to put that into a different lesson because that's going to be too much for this one. All right, so now at this point, you should go back and re-listen to anything you think you need to and go to Delta Math and complete the assignment. All right? I hope if you have any questions, you'll email us or let us know in class if we see you. All right? Thanks, guys.